Oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to That Park Place and to Midweek Magic with Marvin Vash. Because, I don't know, I'm trying out names for this show in the middle of the week. And one of my favorite streams of the week, though, Vash, because you and I get to actually, and we're wearing, like, the same uniform today with the plain black t-shirts. Like, look at this. It's like we planned it.
It is like we really went in the back room and said, "Hey, let's go ahead and dress up and and match." But hey, I'm so grateful to be matched with you. Be talking about these amazing stories right here, and like you said, it's one of my favorite times of the week because we really get to just kick back, relax, and talk about some good old theme parks and some entertainment stories from time to time. But mostly theme parks. I love that.
For those of you who join us for the first time, my name is Marvin Montanaro. I am the editor-in-chief of a little website called That Park Place, and I am joined by my good friend and colleague Vash Sky of the Vash Sky Parkcast, a show that you guys really need to be checking out and will be able to check out when we redirect to you at the end of this episode. So make sure you check out Vash and everything he's doing over there. What do you got going on over there today?
Well, we're going to be talking about trash cans. Yes. Trash cans. It appears that Walt Disney World is about to lose a breath of dining space because, sorry, it's a little joke right there, because Walt Disney World is changing over to solar. But it's interesting, Marvin. There's something going on in the back that nobody's talking about, and it might have to do with cast members themselves. So we're going to be talking about that and so much more. Disneyland Railroad stuff, their parking structure, maybe shepherding Disneyland forward. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us after the show.
Absolutely, guys. Going to be a great show today. We're going to be taking your super chats as well in between stories, so make sure you get those in. We do, always very much appreciate it. We don't leave a super chat behind. Let me just make sure I have the first. Where do you want to start this week, Vash? We could start with the Pride thing, or we could talk about Toy Story 5 and initial reactions. There's a whole lot to talk about this week.
There's a whole lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and start with those reactions from Toy Story 5 because I'm really interested in how this is going to perform. Obviously, it's a big movie for Disney because they've had some stinkers lately.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hold on, let me make sure I have that set up here in the... Because the Hollywood media, Vash, I don't know if you were anticipating this, but they really like this movie.
They really, really did. Apparently,
Go
brought
figure.
some people to tears.
And we've learned a bit about who is and is not the main character of this film. So without any further ado, let's dive into our opening story, our launch story, if you will, this week. Toy Story 5 is coming to theaters later on this month, but the Hollywood premiere has happened. The Hollywood media has weighed in, and surprise, surprise, they love it. Folks, not only has the Hollywood media sounded off about how this movie is life-changing and generational, but they also have let us know who is and is not the main character, and frankly, we told you so. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Vash, here we have it. Hollywood media unanimously praises Toy Story 5, confirms that Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl, is the main character of the movie.
I'm shocked, Marvin. You think when you bring out Taylor Swift on stage and when you elicit those amazing reactions that Disney desperately needs, you'd think you get maybe a different reaction. But no, they all universally loved it. How shocking that is.
I gotta tell you, man, the way they are harping on this Taylor Swift thing, like, okay, cool, she did a song for the thing. It is literally, we're going to go through some of, like, the red carpet interviews. It's all they ask about.
Yeah. What? Color me shocked, Marvin. You're
my best friend, Mark Malkin, my best friend in the world, Mark Malkin, the journalist who I have the utmost respect for in this world. That's sarcasm, guys. He's a hack. But, he's sitting out there just being like, oh, Taylor Swift in this movie. We're going to talk. He asks literally everyone about it. It's insane. I don't know if it's just that he, like, as an elder gay man, is obsessed with Taylor Swift, or if these were marching orders from Disney to be like, we need the Swifties. But we'll get to that. Let's talk about this first.
Right.
The first reactions to Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 are in, and if the Hollywood Access Media is to be believed, the beloved animated franchise has somehow delivered another masterpiece nearly 3 decades after the original film debuted in theaters. Following the film's premiere, entertainment journalists and critics flooded social media with glowing praise for the sequel, calling it emotional, profound, funny, moving, and even one of the best films of 2026. While the overwhelmingly positive response is unlikely to surprise longtime observers of Hollywood's red carpet reaction circuit, the reactions do reveal one significant detail about the movie itself. Toy Story 5 appears to be Jessie-centric, with the cowgirl taking the lead role traditionally occupied by Woody. Now, here we go. Scott Menzel, film critic, wrote, Toy Story 5 ranks right along the first three films, delivering a perfect blend of humor, heart, and that signature Pixar magic. Toy Story 5 is a wonderful, heartfelt return to form for Pixar Animation Studios, and a reminder of why the Toy Story franchise remains one of the greatest film series ever made. Emotional, hilarious, and genuinely moving. Toy Story 5 may very well end up being one of the best films of 2026. Daniel Baptista of the Movie Podcast was equally enthusiastic, describing the film as a generation-defining experience. Quote, Pixar once again delivers a meaningful, moving, and masterful must-see movie. Conan, as Smarty Pants, is an all-time great Toy Story character. This is Jessie's story, and our sheriff shines. Now, that final sentence there, Vash, is particularly noteworthy, because for years, obviously, Woody and Buzz have been the central protagonists of Toy Story. It has been their franchise. Well, now, according to these early reactions, Toy Story 5 is shifting that spotlight. And this is something we've heard about before. Despite the way that this movie was marketed, Tom Hanks, I believe, and Tim Allen have both kind of said this is a Jessie-centric story. We've been hearing it for a while, to the point where, like, Woody was not even in the first draft of this script.
Really?
Yeah, that was what the Toy Story creator, his name escapes me at the moment.
Yes. I do remember. Andrew Stanton actually said that.
Andrew Stanton did an interview where he said that in the first draft, Woody's not even in the movie.
Oh,
and then he decided he had to put him in. So I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't sound like Woody has a very integral role to play.
No, not at all.
Okay, so here, Variety senior artisans editor Jazz Tangkay, somebody who I guarantee you I have nothing in common with. Variety senior artisans editor Jazz Tangkay wrote, Toy Story 5 is magical and pure perfection. It's a fantastic entry into the franchise. Jessie finally gets the story she deserves. It's emotional, funny, genuinely warm, and perfect in every way.
Wait, okay. Finally gets the story that she deserves. She took up quite a bit of screen time in Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Back in the 1990s. Like, finally? I find that hard to believe.
Time's up. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is a little bit worrisome, Marv, because if they're saying that this is perfect, you know, like, what does perfect mean in their eyes?
That is the word that keeps being used, right? Is perfect. Pure perfection.
Right.
Like, that's not a term you hear a lot in film criticism. Collider editor Meredith Loftus also pointed to Jessie as the emotional centerpiece of the movie. He says, Toy Story 5 hit me in places I was unprepared for. Exploring the divide between technology and toys through Jessie results in a deeply profound, moving story that had me in a puddle of tears. I put it up there with Toy Story 2 and 3. It's that excellent. Of course, following the events of Toy Story 4, Woody reunites with Buzz Lightyear and the rest of the gang after a new threat emerges in Bonnie's life. That is how this was, presented to us with the lily pad. But now, Disney's trailers and promotional material have leaned heavily on Woody and Buzz Lightyear, the two characters who have defined the franchise since 1995. Nearly every major piece of marketing, Vash, and advertising has centered on their reunion, their friendship, and the return of the classic Toy Story dynamic that audiences have loved for decades. Jessie appears in the campaign, but largely in a supporting capacity with little indication that she would be the movie's primary protagonist. Do you agree with that after seeing those trailers? They were not Jessie-centric.
They were not Jessie-centric, no, which I thought was very interesting because we had known, Marvin, for a while now that Jessie was going to be the main character in this whole thing, which is why she is the star that you see in a lot of different media and advertisement outside of trailers, which I find very, very interesting. The trailers certainly lead you to believe that Buzz and Woody are going to play a prominent role once again, but that's not necessarily true. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, not at all. This is going to be really, really interesting for the people that didn't already know this. Going into the theater, expecting a Woody and Buzz story and getting a Jesse story.
Right.
But you know what?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, the perfect thing, to go back to that just a little bit, I looked up Toy Story 4 and what the critics thought of that movie. Rotten Tomatoes has that 97% amongst critics. So this idea that it's a perfect story and all of that, and this is way up there. Remember what they said about Toy Story 4. Now, I think everybody in the chat can kind of agree with me that maybe that's the weakest entry. So what
Did they
they
say it was
consider
perfect?
I don't know if they didn't necessarily use that terminology, but they certainly rated it highly back in the day. So I just wonder these reactions, right, and what they're actually looking for might not be what audiences are looking for. That's my worry.
Okay, so let's have a look, see at some of what was being asked on the red carpet. Here is, Vash, our good friend, Mark Malkin, a.k.a. Is this the gayest thing Marvel has ever done? Talking to Tom Hanks about the movie. Let's hear what they have to say.
Fantastic.
What did you think when you learned that Woody was balding?
What did you think when you learned that Woody was balding?
Well, makes sense. That hat goes on, that hat goes off, that goes on and off. It's a hard rubber hat, and eventually, hey man, a little of the right color Sharpie will make that bald spot go away. And the stuffing seems to need to be pushed up every now and again, but it is an organic material in there, so it's physics, man. It's physics.
I'm thinking there should be a Toy Story toupee.
A little
Aren't I clever? I think there should be a Toy Story toupee.
snap on, maybe made out of Legos. I'm gonna let the people know.
I told him, or Woody goes to Turkey. He gets a
Everybody on that same plane comes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Tom Hanks is kind of sternly defending the decision to have Woody be fat and bald.
Yeah.
Because not only
Well,
are they bringing Woody back, they are bringing Woody back in a way that makes him, you know,
And this is my issue, Marvin, is that this is a perfect film. This is so good. This is so fantastic. But how many stories have we seen that critics really love of our heroes atrophying in front of our eyes, right?
Yep.
You know, having existential moments and so forth, and having these internal crises and all of that. It seems to be a running theme right here, and this is kind of what I was alluding to with this perfection commentary. That maybe these are things these are aspects that audiences maybe not so much care for, but it's something that critics eat up like crazy.
Sure.
When it comes to Tom Hanks and defending it, he's going to be a team player. They're obviously going to make more of these things, so he can't necessarily come out and disagree with the creator's intent. But it is interesting.
all right, well, now we got to find out the real thing we want to hear about from Tom Hanks. Taylor Swift.
Oh, here we go.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift!
When you got the word that she's doing a song for the movie.
It was top secret.
What was the life-changing moment when you found out that Taylor Swift was going to be doing a song for your movie? I hate this guy so much.
He's really something. Very grating.
Yeah.
We did not know until literally when the moment came. They ushered us into a soundproof room and said, tonight at 9 p.m. the true end titles song is going to drop, and it's by Taylor Swift.
There's no way that's actually true. He's making fun of him here.
You think
There's
so?
no way they ushered the cast into a soundproof, windowless room to tell them about this. Like it's a Mission Impossible mission. Like this demo will self-destruct.
in 5 seconds. Yeah.
As
Do you
always,
think-
as always, if you're caught with knowledge of this song, the Disney company will deny any knowledge of your actions.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think though that they kept it under wraps in order to have this big reveal, this big surprise? Because I kind of
mean,
think that. Oh, go ahead. Liz.
I think either they kept it under wraps to have a big surprise right before the premiere, or this was a pretty last minute thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, it's a good point. I guess from T Swift's perspective, she says that they had a alternative version of the film or like some secret stealth version of the film, something like that. It was a weird terminology that she used in that. But I for the marketing and everything and the big old campaign, the big poster and all of that, I wouldn't put it past Disney to kind of keep that under wraps just a little bit. As far as soundproof, windowless room, I'm not so sure about that one. So to your point,
I mean, like, I'm sure they were told through their agents, and hey, this is under your NDA, don't talk about it. Like, I'm sure that Disney didn't call a meeting with, like, they didn't call Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and Joan Cusack into a room to be like, guys, we got her.
yeah, it's a big dun 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 kind of
Like,
moment.
I get
right
it.
there.
She's very popular, sure, but like they just wait.
And we said, you guys kept this from us all this. We saw the movie. And it did not we had some dummy thing in there. So
Wow, you had no idea.
They surprised us as well,
Hmm.
to a delight. So that's like saying, by the way, Judy Garland is singing "Over the Rainbow" at the beginning of.
Okay, let's not fluff up Taylor Swift that much. So Joan Cusack was asked, I'm assuming Joan Cusack is standing somewhere behind this elderly librarian, and she was asked specifically about this being Jesse's movie. Let's hear what Joan has to say. Hopefully this lady moves so we can actually see her. Good Lord, man. She's a granny.
Yeah.
But all right, here we go.
She's up there.
When did you get the call saying we're not only doing Toy Story 5, but it's a Jesse's film?
Probably like a year and a half before we started.
Because you're being very
Her handler is literally standing next to her holding a little sign that says Joan Cusack on it. Did you see that? Look. Look at that right there. So this is Joan Cusack.
Goodness.
like,
no.
who am I again? Joan Cusack. You're Joan Cusack. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm Joan Cusack. I played Jessie in the Toy Story movie.
I feel bad for Joan because she's slowed up a little bit. You can kind of tell from interviews that I've seen, not just this one but others. Yeah, I feel bad for her. She's certainly at the maybe end
Tom
of her
Hanks
rope.
still kind of sounds like Tom Hanks. Tim Allen still
Right.
definitely sounds like Tim Allen. She does not sound like Jessie anymore. Like she's just like,
No.
I feel like I'm losing body.
It's really sad.
Maybe she could like one of these hard candies I have gotten in my purse.
It's-
because you're
What was that long pause right there?
I don't know. I don't mean to be
That was-
ageist or anything, but it's just really sad to kind of see Joan kind of put out there and maybe not made to look the best.
A year and a half before we started.
because you're being very particular what you're choosing to do these days. You don't do just anything. Why is that?
Because she's old. That's what he asked her. You're being very particular about what you're choosing to do these days. Why is that? It's because she's old, dude. She's got all the money and she's old.
That is not a. The guy knows what he's doing, right? He knows what he's doing right there.
Of course he does. No, he is masterful at getting them to say, things that they don't want to say.
I feel so bad for Drew. I feel so bad.
Because I've worked for a long time and, I feel so honored to be able to work in this industry for a long time.
Oh my gosh, is she on like 0.5 speed? Like what is happening?
It's really, really sad. Let me just see right here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here because some people are saying, oh, in the chat anyway. It's this or that. I'm not quite sure, but her delayed speech pattern kind of has me concerned a little bit. So I don't know how it's actually going to,
Yeah.
work in the film, or they speed her up or whatever, because there's some audio manipulation you can do.
like
It's really
you-
kind of sad.
Or like use use some kind of like digital magic to just de-age the voices in the thing. Like you can easily do that. They did it with James Earl Jones's voice.
Yeah. And you can speed them up, and so that way they don't sound so delayed. But it's just like,
Let's see how long this takes. That reminds me of... This is like when Peter asks Aunt May about marrying MJ in Spider-Man 3. She's like, oh, that reminds me of a long, boring story where nothing blows up. All right.
But it's also great to live your life and raise your kids and
Joan, I'm going to go on a limb and say you raised your kids a long time ago. Just spitballing.
be in Chicago and be a normal person.
Yeah.
It's
And own a gift shop.
it's kind of priceless.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And everyone's so excited when they see you on the carpet
Oh,
and in Toy Story.
well, it's
Is it just me, or does everyone who speaks to Mark Malkin look like they would rather be anywhere else?
absolutely every single person he's ever interviewed.
Yeah.
I get that vibe for sure. Like, and there's some people that these personalities open up to. Not this guy.
Not Mark Malkin.
Variety. Yeah.
it's kind of cool because there's not that many movies that do huge red carpets unless you're doing.
Joan, they all do huge red carpets. All of them. Every single one.
Yeah.
There's not that many movies anymore that do the big red carpet. No, they all do it, Joan. All of them.
Yes. Especially like
TV shows.
big.
TV shows get huge red carpets.
Right.
They just had the premiere of House of the Dragon. Agatha All Along had a huge red carpet premiere. Come on, man.
Big theatrical temples. Come on, Joe. Like, they're gonna do it every single time. And Masters of the Universe, that might not make its money back, had a big, premiere
Yeah.
at the Chinese Comic.
Doing like an action super, so it's cool.
It's cool. Conan O'Brien is asked about the important matter of the day.
Taylor Swift, are you a Swiftie?
Who isn't?
Taylor Swift, are you a Swiftie?
Who isn't?
Taylor Swift?
Not to be.
You're
Yeah,
in a movie with a Taylor Swift song.
I know. And that was
Don't you want to just give thanks to the heavens because you're in a movie with a Taylor Swift song?
Yes. They said this singer Taylor Swift wants to do a song. What do you think? We're thinking of not doing it. And I said, I think you should do it. And they listened to me.
And now
It's a
you're
really good song.
Like he's mocking Mark Malkin with his
Well-
stupid questions.
But Marvin, I mean, how would you feel if one of the first questions asked of you on the red carpet is, "Oh, what about this other person?"
Yeah.
Like,
How about
it's just,
Taylor
come
Swift?
on.
He also says it doesn't matter that he's cast as a potty training device in Toy Story 5. I don't even want to listen to that one. But here he is talking to the directors and producers, and guess what he asks them about?
Oh.
Who sends a text, an email, or WhatsApp to Taylor Swift?
Ah!
And says, hey,
It was more of a wish upon a star, a prayer circle of sorts, and we were really just hoping because turns out she's a very busy woman.
To Tom McDougal, who
Yes.
I don't know what his big boss
He's the head of
music.
music at
He's the big
Disney,
music
yeah.
guy. He reached out and talked to the right people.
Yeah, a.k.a. Disney reached out to her. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Don't you love Taylor Swift?
And she was like, I just wanted, can I see it? And we were like,
Look at my butterfly tattoo on my forearm. Is that a butterfly?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that seriously a butterfly tattoo? Good lord.
Yeah, well, and apparently too, like I think Bob Iger has a relationship with her. Obviously,
Yeah.
after the concert was put on Disney Plus, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's that for sure. But it's so interesting. I know McKenna Harris is one of the film's co-directors, but it's very interesting how Pixar has changed over the years.
I could go on and on because he asks multiple more people about Taylor Swift, and I did pull all the clips. But I mean, I think the point is made. Like, I think the point is made. I think the chat has had enough because there's only so much of him you could take. But so there you go, guys. Toy Story 5, a perfect movie, only made more perfect by the presence of Taylor Swift.
I swear.
All right. Yeah, all right, Vash.
Well, when I was watching, football for the last couple of years there, and we had to go to T Swift basically every single friggin' down in a Chiefs game, I was gonna lose it, man. I was gonna lose it, and it's like, I can't get away from her.
Yeah. Ugh. See. The FTM 22 for $2 is Taylor Swift with 5 cameos by Toy Story characters. That's the entire movie. Taylor Swift 5 with cameos by Toy Story characters. That's what I meant.
That's it. That's it exactly.
Yep.
They're hoping for that T Swift fan base to come in.
And then the FTM 22 gifted 5 at Park Place memberships. Thank you so very much, FTM. That is very much appreciated. We absolutely congrats to everybody who got those. You can watch awesome content like The Lost Guys now, which is just some of the best content that we have here in the Pro family. Like, you definitely like it. Martin Stone, Nolan Thunder, and Trish, and they do a really great job. So make sure you check that out. All right, Vash, for our next story, I think we need to move on to what's going on in Florida right now, because there's a whole lot of controversy happening, because while Disney and Universal are celebrating a certain rainbow-coded month, the Florida government has decided, nah. So let's talk about it in our next story.
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Walt.
You enjoy it.
We will.
While Disney and Universal roll out the rainbows this month in Central Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has taken a stand, declaring June to be Faith and Family Month in the Sunshine State. Will Disney and Universal actually respond to this? Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Vash, June has become a big month in these theme parks because, the Disney and Universal both roll out the, they both roll out the rainbow carpet for Pride. Disney paints these murals up. Now, Universal doesn't do as much. Universal just has merchandise, but they have a lot of it. I was in the Universal stores the other day. Jay, Drunk 3PO, and I were in the gift shops, and we were looking at, it's all the same Pride stuff from last year, basically. It's all just stuff they didn't sell. But they have their Love is Universal collection that they roll out every June. And it's actually really funny. Like, in one of them, it was like, they had all the rainbow stuff, and one of the mannequins was in a wheelchair.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
It was just like, wow, we're really cornering the gay crippled market on this one, aren't we, Universal?
That is really something right there.
Well, what's funny was Jay and I were looking at the merchandise, and I realized because we were there for Jay's event to see He-Man, and so we were both wearing our 9-line He-Man shirts. And I said to him, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a step away because I don't want us both to be looking together at Pride merchandise while we're wearing matching shirts. And he was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea.
That's not bad. No.
So, as Disney and Universal celebrate Pride Month, Ron DeSantis declares June Faith and Family Month in Florida. Now, we've seen a lot of pushback from a lot of states on Pride Month in recent years, and let's take a look. The proclamation signed on June 8th emphasizes faith, fatherhood, family unit, and the importance of strong family structures, while encouraging residents, churches, businesses, and community organizations to participate in activities that strengthen families and local communities. The declaration comes as both Disney and Universal continue to embrace Pride Month through themed merchandise, special offerings, and corporate messaging aimed at guests and employees. In the proclamation, DeSantis argues that faith and family serve as foundational pillars for healthy communities and successful societies. It says in the official proclamation, it says, quote, "Faith is a foundational element that provides strength, hope, and moral guidance, shaping values of compassion, service, responsibility, and unity within our communities. The Christian faith has played a vital role in constructing our Constitution, laws, and ideals." The document also places strong emphasis on the traditional family structure, specifically referencing what it describes as the importance of the biblical family. Quote, "The biblical family unit became the initial God-ordained earthly institution, providing the model for a thriving society, fostering the emotional, social, and spiritual development of individuals, and serving as the cornerstone for building strong, resilient, and thriving communities." The proclamation repeatedly highlights the role fathers play within families, arguing that fatherhood remains a critical component in the development of children and future generations. It says fatherhood plays an influential and irreplaceable role within families, significantly impacting the emotional, spiritual, and social well-being of children and future generations through love, wisdom, protection, and guidance. Now, of course, at the same time, it arrives as Disney and Universal are devoting substantial attention to Pride Month throughout June. Obviously, while it's not a Disney-specific event, there will be the Gay Days event is going forward, I believe, this year. It seemed like it wasn't going to, and then they found a new sponsor, right, Vash?
I had heard something to that effect. I mean, the big thing about Gay Days is obviously it's unsanctioned by Disney, and usually they have ancillary events that take place alongside it. I don't know how many of those ancillary events are actually going to take place this year, but obviously people can still wear red on that same day and so forth. Now,
yeah, no, Culture already has his red shirt picked out for this year. So,
does he really? Well, in Disneyland, obviously, they have Pride Night, which takes place, I believe, in June as well. So you've got some stuff going on right there. Right. But this is very, very interesting.
I'm honestly shocked that Walt Disney World has never rolled out the hard ticket event Pride Night the way Disneyland has it.
I just don't know how well supported it would be. And I think from
I think
standpoint,
it would be hugely controversial. That does and I wouldn't,
Right. So
I'm not saying they should do it. I'm just saying I'm surprised they didn't.
Right. I kind of agree with you actually, but I maybe it's the assessment of maybe this isn't like the best look, especially with the issues going on with the governor right at the time, because I think the first Pride Night was 2022, which is when this was taking place, right?
I think it's also a matter of Walt Disney World is a global vacation destination. Disneyland is really not. Like Disneyland is for a lot of it is for California locals who are, let's face it, pretty gay. And like maybe the families coming over from the Middle East, for example, aren't gonna enjoy seeing being told they have to leave Magic Kingdom at 4 p.m. on that day because they have to do a hard ticket event.
So from Disney's standpoint, it's kind of like, is it worth it to necessarily go down this specific route in this vacation destination? Perhaps that was a calculation that Disney made, and it was like, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and keep it at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Possible.
So it says Disney has spent years promoting Pride-themed merchandise, rainbow-inspired products, employee initiatives, and special Pride offerings throughout its parks and resorts. The company's also publicly supported various causes and events, making Pride Month a consistent part of its corporate messaging. Now, I will say, in recent years, Disney has not really rolled out Pride Month as heavily as it used to.
Yeah,
it used to do a lot more, and so even like the Epcot mural that we saw up here. This used to be pretty pretty in your face, and it's like now it's like off in the corner now, over by the restaurant. So I feel like they're not doing nearly as much as they used to. I haven't seen yet the one on the purple wall this year, but that one's always there. But yeah, they put these murals out, and I'm not sure if they're gone by the 4th of July, but they might be gone by the 4th of July.
Right, and I think that might have something to do with maybe diminishing merchandise, right, and or merchandise sales, I should say, in which a lot of the stuff ends up at discount places anyway. So it's kind of okay, well, do we heavily invest in it? Understanding that dynamic that's actually going on. I believe Pride Night started in 2023. I do apologize, but that's the thing, Marvin. When this was the crux of the issue with the whole battle with Ron DeSantis. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of, I think from the company standpoint, it's like, well, let's not get into any culture war stuff again, because that undid Chapek, right? So I think everybody kind of recognizes the fallout that took place at that time. And perhaps that's what Ron DeSantis is also understanding in the lead up to, I mean, obviously we have, some things happening in the political sphere right now. I don't want to go ahead and use the words here unless YouTube, just not happy. But obviously, Ron might be making some inroads down that route as well, given that it was so politically advantageous when he originally did that. So there's a lot of dynamics playing out here, I think.
Now, a story that I had written for the website back in 2024, back before I was even editor-in-chief, was that the cast member connection store was overflowing with unsold Rainbow merchandise. This was in August of 2024. That and Wish. We saw these; they were heavily discounted all over the place. So they're not really. I honestly think that the pullback from the Pride stuff it's a lot of look. These are all full boxes full of these Loungeflies. That went completely unsold. These R2D2, R3, RN8W because it says like rainbow or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So these things aren't selling as well as they used to.
Right. And so if there's diminishing enthusiasm for this kind of stuff, maybe that's why, Marvin, that Universal and maybe Disney themselves have kind of taken this, they pulled back a little bit because really the audience has, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Universal Orlando has similarly embraced Pride celebrations through events, partnerships, and promotional efforts as part of its Love is Universal campaign aimed at guests and communities. Now, it says, while Pride Month remains a major focus for both companies during June, DeSantis' proclamation represents a markedly different message centered on faith, fatherhood, marriage, and family unity. So it's two polar opposites, right?
Right.
The contrast between Florida's largest tourism companies and the state's political leadership is now difficult to ignore. And nobody's saying Disney's going to have, faith and family merchandise this year. I mean, merchandise takes months and months and months to put together.
Absolutely.
And, this just happened. But so it says, while Disney and Universal use June to spotlight Pride celebrations, DeSantis' proclamation encourages Floridians to focus on faith-based organizations, family-centered activities, parental involvement, and strengthening relationships among family members. The proclamation states that the objective of faith, family, and fatherhood initiatives during June is to support families through events and opportunities that educate, inform, and strengthen relationships. It also says families who actively practice their faith and spend meaningful time together are shown to be less likely to experience abuse, addiction, fatherlessness, or family instability, and are more likely to contribute to safer, stronger, and more productive communities. So this also, showcases not just, like fathers and whatnot, but it's also the relationships between husbands and wives, parents and children, and grandparents and grandchildren. So it's really like embracing the family aspect here. And this is coming at a time also where Pride has come under a lot of fire in recent years of Ash because of child involvement in a lot of these events. Now, we have seen some downright inappropriate things. We have seen people marching in Pride parades fully nude. And, or very, very close to it in a lot of cases. And children are sitting there in the crowd and they're waving at the kids and they're handing them stuff. Like there are whole videos on YouTube where it gets called out. We have seen people with the dog masks on at like the side of the road having kids like pet them on the head. It gives me the chills just to even say it.
Right.
So DeSantis is countering that with talking about, and we've seen like a number of other, like I've heard other states have made Nuclear Family Month. I've heard in other state, it's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which, Microsoft of all companies actually acknowledged last year and got so much blowback from the Rainbows, like so much.
Well, I mean, the I guess the fervor surrounding this was much more extensive back a year ago than maybe perhaps it is today, which is a very interesting dynamic playing out. You'll remember, Marvin, that also too, I think Disney got called out on their participation and their financing of some of these events nationwide. Actually, at the shareholders meeting, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the propositions that was actually brought up. So there have been people that have expressed, both sides really, but some frustration at the company's stance on this, especially in key markets and everything like that. And with that diminishing enthusiasm from maybe merchandise sales and so forth, I think that the company is kind of shifted a little bit. And so when Ron DeSantis, comes out and has this big proclamation, it certainly he is saying many statements right there. But I think that from the company standpoint, it's like, okay, well, obviously this is a big issue for DeSantis, and better to be on good terms than bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And Vash, we used to see all these companies like changing their profile pictures on social media leading into this. I'm looking right now. Disney, no. Disney Parks, no. Let's see, Microsoft. Microsoft, no. What are some of the big? Target was one that was really big. They're not doing it.
But
Walmart,
remember, Target got they got
destroyed.
real hit hard,
destroyed.
Right, for some of those children issues that you actually talked about before. So that's I'm sure weighing in the company's mind as well. Go ahead,
Vash. Not even Halo.
Wow,
Halo, which has been, the gayest thing ever for so long. Like, not saying that like Halo as like the game itself is gay, but like Halo has embraced pride so much in recent years. I have like Xbox, just in general. No, not even Xbox.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because some of these companies that you're showing on the screen right there would not only have rainbow colored icons, right? But it's kind of funny because their Middle Eastern divisions wouldn't at the same time, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's playing out here, Marvin, is we're coming off of obviously the 2024 election. I think that was a big wake up call to a lot of companies about some of these things, and especially as it concerns DEI, which obviously the administration has taken very stern tact on that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, if the country shifted, we'll shift, and it'll alleviate us of a lot of these concerns, whether it be on a state level or on a federal level, which I think is very, very interesting. That might shift again, given this next election cycle. We're not sure, but it is profound how much of a swing we've seen here.
Well, and look at this. So look at this. Xbox. I did a search for Pride on Xbox's thing. 2022, they had this Pride Has No Limits commercial. 2024, they had the Together We Could Create a More Inclusive Gaming World. It's Pride Month. And then after that, nothing this year. Xbox has not. And the 2020, they did this. Like it was. We aim to create safe spaces in gaming where everyone is invited to play as their authentic self. Join us in celebrating the communities this Pride Month and beyond. Like it is, Xbox has yet to, and I wonder if that is because Xbox is under like completely new management now. Like Xbox has new leadership right now, and what else? What other company has new leadership is Disney.
Well, I mean, a couple times, right? Ever since the big dust up in 2022. So we've seen, obviously, Jake Beck switched out. That's how he lost his position right there. But also Bob Iger, he had to deal with the fallout of Reedy Creek and everything that actually happened there. And now Josh Giamaro. So we've had a couple of different institutions there, or administrations, take the seat there. And it's very interesting about Josh Giamaro because I keep getting this from multiple sources, multiple regions, multiple places. He's very optics focused. He does not want these controversies stymieing the company and its efforts. And I think that's also playing a part in this, to your point there, Marvin.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you have it, Vash. Pride Month in Disney and Universal now has some competition in the form of the Florida government with Faith and Family Month. Whether or not we'll see these companies embrace that in the future is anybody's guess. But this month, we're going to be seeing rainbows until the 4th of July. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens, whether this will be another clash between Florida and the Walt Disney Company. All right, let's check out what's going on. Spring 91 Bear for $2. This Friday will be 10 years since Pulse. And yes, a horrible tragedy. Horrible tragedy.
Absolutely.
The Orlando community was devastated by that. I mean, it was absolutely awful. So yeah.
Terrible. And also too, Marvin, let's not forget, it was, it could have been Disney in that whole fray.
Especially at
which
that
a lot of
time,
people forget.
Vash, because Disney had next to no security back then. That was still during the time. I don't even think we were in the time of the randomly selected for additional security screening. And I remember people fighting with me when I was like, no, we need everyone to go through a metal detector before they go into Disney World. Disney's a soft target. They should be going through a metal detector before they get into the parks or Disney Springs. And somebody was like, it ruins the magic. And I'm like, the people that are out there that want to cause harm here, they don't care about your magic. And the last thing I ever want to see is a memorial in the middle of Main Street, USA. How will that impact your magic? To be reminded of a horrible tragedy every time you walk down.
Correct. I mean, post 9/11, it was actually the FBI that reached out to Disney and said, "Hey, you know what? You got to get your,
get together.
Your stuff in order here because we have information pertaining to the possibility that you might be targeted." And so it was like, okay, let's go ahead and do something. Go ahead.
So then you had, like, at Universal, everyone has walked through metal detectors for forever, and you put your bag gets X-rayed as you go through security. At SeaWorld, everyone goes through a metal detector. Disney was the only one that didn't force you to go through a metal detector, and it was always really weird to me. And now they've got these. I think a lot of it was the fact that it would cause such a traffic jam, probably. To do bag search on everybody. Now they've got those things where basically you just walk straight through, and if it beeps, then you go for additional, and they work great. I have no complaints about Disney's current security,
which I wish we had the luxury of enjoying here at Disneyland.
You still don't have that in Disneyland?
No, we do not. Nope, absolutely not.
That's
we
insane,
have,
dude. The Orange County Convention Center has it. Like.
It's insane, but it is, a sign of these kind of changing times. And Universal Hollywood actually invested big money recently in their security apparatus. Marvin, for the longest time, Hollywood's City Walk was not encompassed by their security bubble in a similar manner that Florida enjoyed. Now that's obviously changing, but it's just, we've had to take some steps in light of different issues that have, plagued certain regions of the country.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Libra All Woman, member for 3 months, says it's good to see you, Vash.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go. And Nolan T, 1637, member for 1 month, says, love the new Xbox CEO actually listening to fans. That she is. Not only is she listening, but she's conversing. Like, she's responding to, I think she's responded to, Madam Savvy and Smash JT, and, she's actually conversing with people, if it's actually her running her Twitter account. But, yeah, she seems to be doing quite a bit of good, especially given what, hold on.
The issues that are played Xbox before in the past, right there. To find that outreach right there, very, very cool. Also, too, the Microsoft themselves have been a little bit willing to take the feedback as it relates to Windows 11 and change some big things right there. So, good to see.
Yep. And our friend Just a Dutchie gifting 5 that Park Place memberships. Thank you, Just a Dutchie. One of my favorite people in this world is Just a Dutchie. She is the best. What a great supporter. What a great friend of the channel.
I agree.
We appreciate you. I am telling Pro, you got to update that Just a Dutchie video to show off her blue eyes. As part of the blue eye community, we will not be silenced, Just a Dutchie. I promise you.
Indeed.
So, all right. Well, we've got the big controversial things out of the way. You ready to talk about something a little different, Vash?
Let's. We can.
There's been a jailbreak at Dollywood. Ooh. We're going to talk about it now.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park.
2 bald eagles have escaped captivity from Dollywood's aviary and are still at large. The search continues, but will they find them? Let's find out today on That Park Place. The American Eagle Foundation, Vash, is asking the public to report sightings. Have you seen this bald eagle? After they have flown the coop literally from Dollywood.
Well, it's kind of interesting asking if people are actually seeing those bald eagles, because it's kind of like, as opposed to like the other bald eagles, like how do I tell them apart?
Oh, you can tell.
Can't
You
we?
can tell. It's the look in their eye, you know? When you look at it like,
boy.
oh, no, that's Rockland or that's Wesley. You know, especially Wesley. Oh, that guy.
Oh yeah,
But
well, Wesley, he's quite
yes.
the cat.
So,
quite the
guys,
character.
for those of you who don't know, so American Eagle Foundation avian care specialists are asking for the public for help and patience as crews continue searching for 2 bald eagles that escaped the aviary at Dollywood nearly 2 months ago. 3 eagles escaped and went missing from the aviary in mid-April after a storm, and then in May, one was captured, or brought to justice, I guess you should say. The avian care specialist said the remaining 2 eagles, Rockland and Wesley, are not fully flightless, but they are living with permanent injuries that affect their ability to survive long-term on their own. Quote, "These birds are still wild animals," one care specialist said. "Most of them were found injured in the wild and deemed non-releasable due to permanent injuries. That means they still have the instinct to survive. They will hunt, forage, and try to survive as best they can." One of the missing 2 was spotted in a Gatlinburg neighborhood. A witness said the eagle remained in the area for an hour and a half while neighbors took photos and attempted to contact wildlife officials. The specialist said the birds are not trained to return for food or human contact, making recovery efforts difficult. They are still very much wild animals and will choose to fly off instead of coming to us for food, a specialist said. The organization said it responds to every credible sighting reported by the public, but response time can limit success. Crews typically take about 30 minutes to arrive at a reported location, and the birds often move on before they can reach the area. Officials also addressed public concern about pets and potential encounters with the eagles, noting that bald eagles can only carry about 1/3 of their body weight, roughly 2 to 3 pounds in most cases. Quote, "There are many other predators in the area, such as coyotes, which pose a much larger threat. We've always encouraged people to supervise their pets when they're outside." So if you or anyone you know has any knowledge of these eagles' whereabouts, please alert the proper authorities.
Absolutely. I mean, it's sad to see that bald eagles have flown the coop, so to speak, at Dollywood right there. It's always lovely to actually walk by that area and see those amazing birds. It's crazy how large they actually are, and it's really cool that Dollywood actually has them on display and so forth. And I've heard
Honestly,
their
Vash, I feel personally threatened by this.
Why's that?
I don't know if you've ever known. I have kind of a tenuous history when it comes to birds in theme parks.
Really?
Oh,
Please.
yeah. No, I've never actually told you this. I talked about it on the Pro Show yesterday. I mean, look, okay, so it all started when I was at Animal Kingdom, right? And I'm watching the bird show there. And at this time, I have no issue with birds. I think birds are great. Oh, they're awesome. Descendants of the dinosaurs. And then they're like, oh, well, here comes the great horned owl. It's going to fly over all your heads. Well, this owl flies over and just wings me in the face.
Oh, that's gracious.
Just
Really?
right in the fotch, right? Like, it was like, absolutely, I was just like, what? Like, I swear, I looked back at it and it went, like,
Yeah,
I
no
didn't
problem.
know birds had fists, but this one had a fist and it punched me in the head.
Wow.
And so, like, I swear it flipped me off as it came back. So
He was
so
really
that
marking his
happens.
territory there.
So that happens. Then I'm
Okay.
at the Magic Kingdom and I'm eating a hot dog. And this fat, expectant Disney duck, and there is no more expectant and petulant group on this planet than Disney ducks. Okay? This fat duck waddles its lard butt over to me and looks up at me, and it's just like, all right, human, you understand how this works? By the rules of duck law, your bread is now forfeit. And I'm like, get out of here. And it bit me in the leg.
Oh, what? Really?
Yes.
It was indignant.
Next, Vash, because there's more, I'm walking
my
out of
goodness.
Gideon's, and I put a Gideon's cookie in my backpack, right? Gideon's Bakehouse at Disney Springs. And a robin attacks my shoulder.
Really?
Just flies at me and is like with its stupid little claws and its little beak. Like, I had to like get away from it too, because my first thought is like, somebody's going to have their phone out and it's going to be guy at Disney Springs kills Robin. If I like smacked it out of the air. And So like, I just gotta take this and go. Like,
Wow.
another time, Vash, I'm in line at the Magic Kingdom and a bird flies into my head while I'm waiting in line for security. Another time, Vash, I'm eating a turkey leg sitting in Frontierland, and one of those birds that's got like the big long beak that kind of looks like it sounds like Ed Wynn, like, oh my goodness, give me your bread. Like, it jumps up on the table in front of me and literally spreads its wings like this at me, and then grabs a piece of the turkey leg, eats it, and goes away.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Another
Wow,
time, Vash,
What?
a bird made its way into my home. They invaded my house, and we come in, and so my dad is like so entertained by this thing with birds, and so like he's visiting, and he's in the house, and he says to me, "Hey, there's a bird in here," and I was like, "Yeah, right, whatever." Like, like he's just trying to get a rise out of me. No, there's a bird in there, and so I have to chase this bird out of my house, which took a long time. And my father, my father is now watching me as I'm trying to combat this bird, and like any respect that he might have had for me as his firstborn male heir flew out the window faster than the bird did, and. So my wife's whole thing is, oh my gosh, what did it crap on while it was in this house? What did this bird poop on?
Right.
And so we look around the house. It has pooped on one thing and one thing alone.
What's that?
My brand new pillow that was just bought. Not on the bed yet, but like the pillows were bought and they were like out in the living room. Like we we're going to put them on the bed that night. The one thing that it chose to crap on was my pillow.
What? Wow. I mean, that is some major misfortune there, Mark. I can't believe it.
Vash, you have to imagine here that when I hear that I was just at Dollywood and now two birds of prey are on the loose, I can only assume that they are on their way to me.
I mean, yeah, you've had some a lot of negative reinforcement to provide that kind of assessment right there. I
was filming I filmed a vlog for Park Hopping while I was in Dollywood 2 weeks ago, and I go and I'm talking up the Bald Eagle Sanctuary because I love it. It's honestly a like really great thing they do. They take in these eagles that are symbol of America and whatnot, majestic birds, whatever. And so I'm walking up, I'm talking this up, and I put the camera up on the Bald Eagle Sanctuary. They're gone.
Oh,
they like hid. They were like, Marv's coming, hide. That'll show him. You know what, Rockland, Wesley, you know what to do. Get out there.
Exactly.
Find out where he lives.
Oh my goodness gracious. That is no good there, Marvin. That is no good. I can see why you're a little bit on edge right now.
Like, when I say that they're out to get me, Vash, people are like, oh, okay. But then I explained the series of events that have transpired and how it started at being just at Disney and has like moved on to like my home. Like, there is a definite issue here. And I've never harmed a bird in my life. I have never once, like, even said something like, hey, your beak looks stupid. Like, I've never done anything to them, Vash, and now they're after me. And these two, I have to assume, are on the prowl.
I'm with you. So, obviously,
and could you imagine the headline of, that Park Place editor-in-chief punches bald eagle?
Uh-oh. You can't do that.
This close to in America's semi-quincentennial year?
Right.
Geeks and Gamers personality?
They were just looking for freedom, Marvin,
It's called a salute to all nations, but mostly America.
Great. Imagine Jeremy covering that on CobraCast? Like,
oh, no. Oh, man. That's not good, Marvin. That's not, you can't do it. You can't do it.
We watched Birdemic.
Yeah.
Recently because Packing Protons paid for it, and I'm just like, I live this. This is literally my life.
Yeah, it's so you got PTSD from it.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. If you have seen these birds, please alert the authorities because the chances are they may be coming for one of your favorite YouTubers. I'll tell you what, man. I that's why I appreciate Lorne so much because he's a devourer of poultry. to extreme levels. So
Right. He's really bringing that population down. I like
yeah,
that.
it really is. No, Lauren works very hard at that. I mean, he does a great job. All right, let's see if we have anything in the chat. Just the Dutchie for €6. Says, thanks for the support, Marv. By the way, if Wilton does get his wings, making him a hybrid troll, you are allowed to smack him out of there. Oh, if Wilton became part bird, that's why I don't want Wilton to get wings, because then he's part bird.
He's so much worse now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really profound. Can't have that.
Yeah.
Trolls are bad enough as it is.
Right,
Wings?
Trolls.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Caro, who's supposed to be my friend, has launched this Give Wilton Wings campaign, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's Pandora's box.
Spring 91 Bear for $2 is also that week 10 years ago, Christina Grimmie died. I don't know who that is, but that does sound tragic. Do you know who that is?
I do not, unfortunately. I do apologize. I don't mean to be dismissive here. Let me see if I can...
Let's see. American singer, actress, and
yes.
YouTuber who gained recognition for her covers of popular songs by artists like Adele, Sia, and Miley Cyrus. Her YouTube channel attracted millions of views and a large following, eventually reaching 1 million subscribers. Oh, okay. She died in Orlando. Oh, that's really sad. How did she pass away?
Very tragic.
She was shot.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. She was meeting fans, and some guy approached. She opened her arms to hug him, and he shot her. Wow, that's really screwed up, man. Spring 91 Bear, you're really bringing the positive feelings today, aren't you? Really uplifting us all with these.
Well, I mean, it's tough. These things are very, very tough. But thank you for bringing that to our attention. And
Wolfle McGruffle asks, can you play the Caro song, Marv? I can do that, actually.
This is my Carol song. It is 8 seconds long.
So the way that came about, guys, is I had asked Caro's. I have an intro video for Caro Brown on M4cast, and the song that I was using was causing a copyright issue. And so I said, I need to just make you a new song. It's just got to be 8 seconds. She goes, oh, hold on, I'll do it. And then she turned in this.
This is my Carol song. It is 8 seconds long.
You know what's funny? It's actually 10 seconds long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a misnomer there.
Pro says, by the way, this is why we have extensive security at public appearances, seen and unseen. Yes.
Very true.
Birds, because we don't know if they're coming by land or by sea.
That's true. That's a good point. We don't have anybody to point that out for us.
Oh, Bitcoin saying, Marv, new trailer for live action Moana. Can't wait for the dislike ratio to pop up on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you think we should take a look, or are we going to get demonetized?
We were going to get demonetized, no problem. But we could bring it up.
Pro, if you're watching, please weigh in in the chat, and if you tell us that it's okay, we'll go ahead and do it.
Oh no!
What?
I'm just looking at it right now. Green screen's bad, Marvin. I mean, even if you were to just pull up images of it.
Okay.
It's
Pro's being unhelpful. Just sent a picture of a bird.
Yeah. Thank you. Very much appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
That's all the direction we needed.
Yeah, all the direction we needed. Hold on. I'm just gonna
play 5-second clips.
Play 5-second clips. Okay, we could do that.
We can do that.
Well,
do you need a link to it?
Yeah, actually, could you give me a link to it?
Yep,
on X, preferably. Is it on X?
Yeah, I got it on X.
Okay, cool. Yeah, drop it in the private chat, and I'll pull it up.
You got it right there. Waiting for you.
Okay, pulling that up. It's from Scott Gustin. Okay, we'll leave it minimized as we play the 5-second clips. Let me just share that tab, and yeah, I guess this is going to be our next story, Vash. Just kind of a breaking news situation. A new Moana live-action trailer has been released by the Walt Disney Company. The last 2 trailers have not exactly been hits, racking up massive dislike ratios on YouTube. Let's see what this one has to offer today on That Park Place. All right, Vash, we are going to keep this one small and play small clips to avoid our, so this might take a while. Let's get started.
Moana, I want to know about you. Tell me about your hopes.
All right, well, right away we have The Rock doing the voiceover.
Right. Which I guess is fitting, but that green screen right there, that shot right there, that's the one
really
you
bad.
open with?
Yeah, like is that you think that's a green screen? You know, like because I heard that they did film on location in Hawaii a little bit, but yeah, it's probably not.
There's no way. I mean, the tracking's really bad on
fake.
that. And
Yeah.
I mean, if it is real, terrible job of filming.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
All right.
Your dreams.
Well, I guess I kind of jumped.
Time's up. I got to bounce.
Oh, Marvel humor. There we go. Was that was that from the animated movie? I haven't seen the animated movie in so long.
No, I don't think so. I remember that line.
Maui. Shapeshifter. You stole the heart of Tefiti and cursed the whole world. If you
Okay, so we're getting a little recap of the plot of the movie.
Which do we need at this point?
I mean, it's only the most popular, streaming movie in Disney history. So
Right.
maybe
and it came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's only been 10 years. That's one of the other reasons why nobody wants this movie.
Right.
You restore the heart. You be everyone's hero. Maui, you're so amazing. Look at the definition.
Okay.
That's a weird line.
Yeah.
That's not from the movie.
She doesn't do the chanting thing in the movie?
I don't think so. It didn't come off that strange anyway.
Yeah, it is a little bit. So also,
Looks
some
like a
things
green
translate
screen shot.
better in a cartoon than they do in live action. So
Absolutely. Especially with vocal inflections and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to see the actress or actor. You
Right.
can kind of get away with some stuff.
Right.
Bad CGI shot once again, by the way. I mean,
yeah, no, this is a
know,
terrible CGI shot.
Terrible.
It's girls.
It's true. I do have beautiful hair.
Oh no, he does not have beautiful hair in this. That wig is terrible, though.
Oh,
why would they even make that a line in here? It looks objectively terrible.
Is it kind of that self-referential meta humor? Is that what they're kind of going for?
He's serious. Like, was that like a lean into the fact that they know he looks ridiculous? Like he looks like he should be in a convenience store going, "It's ma'am."
It might be because that wig is, I mean, real bad. I think that was like one of the number one comments that we got from the last trailer there. So
Yeah.
they had to have known about it.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair. What can I say except you're welcome?
Okay, so we're getting like the actual "You're Welcome" song here.
Yes. Again, though, with the bad CGI, it's so many of these things. They just work better in animation. They really do. And when you try to like do this live action kind of hybrid here, it just doesn't really translate.
Now,
Go ahead, Marv.
The previous trailers have leaned heavily into Moana as the central focus here. This one appears to be leaning into The Rock.
Right. Which we know that The Rock is going to make an appearance actually in the new Carousel of Progress. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah. Did you not hear about that?
No.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm very much
Explain.
Okay. So in the Y2K scene, that's the new scene 3. In the countdown to the ball dropping and actually having it be the year 2000, it is depicted that the TV is on, the ball dropping, and then when Grandpa goes to sleep or whatever, Grandma changes it to wrestling, and that's where you get a shot of The Rock from the 1990s.
The Rock did nothing family friendly in wrestling in the 1990s.
Which is kind of strange. Also, too, this is the year that The Rock actually gets a Disney Legend at this year's D23, so there's a little bit of that as well.
I'm sailing away.
Oh, that looks so bad!
Oh,
look at that! Look at him punching the rocks!
I'm sailing away.
This. Oh my goodness!
Oh, that was horrid. How does it look, Vash? How does it look this bad?
I have no
Look at
idea.
this look at this first comment. Even the haters have to admit this looks visually pleasing.
What? Visually pleasing? Oh no. Look, I'm still trying to find out what the budget on this was. Marvin, do you know advanced figures for this? Because I think
I don't.
The word on the street is 200 million. But
well, so I did a thing on this recently on That Park Place where we talked about what the potential budget for this was and compared it to other live action Disney films. So hold on, let me see if I can find that real quick because I do list a few of them because
actually, if you do a Google search just for Moana budget, your article comes up.
Oh, really?
I want to let you know. Yes, you are the authority.
I did something right.
Authority on that. For right now, I do believe you're correct. Right, if you look at the average budget for some of these things, I think you kind of wind up there in the middle. Whatever they paid, it was money not well spent. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. There it is. You're right. It does come up when you Google Moana live action budget.
Right.
So in this article, we're talking about the fact that the movie is the tracking is mirroring Mandalorian and Grogu. And the original Moana, according to Box Office Theory, Moana is currently tracking for domestic debut between 80 and 105 million, with a pinpoint forecast of 92 million, which is only slightly above Mando. Or actually, it's lower than Mando's 4-day for the holiday weekend. But let's take a look here. Aladdin cost 183 million. That was years ago. Mulan 200. Right. Mulan cost 200 million. The Little Mermaid 250. The Lion King 260. And of course, we know Snow White with all those reshoots cost upwards of 300 million. So with Moana featuring extensive visual effects work through nearly every frame, it's difficult to imagine Disney producing this film for substantially less than $200 million. That's why we guessed 200 to 250 million because
it probably wasn't Lion King necessarily because not every single shot is kind of going for this photorealism that they want from that particular picture, but you'd have to assume because of the mass amounts of visual effects work, like you said beautifully in your article, Marvin, you have to think that it's somewhere in the ballpark of 200.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that the screen share went away. Did it go away during the article or did it go away?
No, it actually didn't have the article on the screen, but it's
did
right.
or didn't? Okay.
It did not.
Oh, I thought it did. So, all right. So, here's some more.
You're welcome. This mission has no chance.
Yep, I agree with you. This makes sense.
It's so perfect too because I'm sure you're welcome is what the producers and directors are telling Disney right now.
It's actually so perfect that "You're Welcome" is the song for this trailer because it's just like Disney putting the trailer out and being like, "You're welcome, everyone," and then we'll see, what the ratio is going to be on YouTube later today.
Oh man, oh boy, this mission has no chance of succeeding.
Let me look right now because I want to see what it's up to at the moment. It probably isn't ratioed yet. I can't imagine it's ratioed yet.
Yeah, that'd be pretty early for that. Let's see. I mean,
I'm looking it up. I can't. 1 hour ago, I can't actually pull it up on screen because I have the tracker on a different one. All right, so 2,000 likes to 821 dislikes. So it's almost 50. It's almost 50% dislikes at this point.
Really? That's right out the gate, by the way.
By the end of the day, I can imagine this will be ratioed.
Oh. Out the gate, it's already not in a great position. Yeah.
All right, so here's a little more.
We got to go through a whole ocean of bad.
We can do this.
More bad CGI, more bad green screen. So The Rock in his terrible rubber Batman suit.
Yeah, because I guess the allegation is that he's maybe taking Ozempic or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure he's in Hollywood. They all are.
Yeah.
It's not spelled with a we, it's spelled with an I.
No, you get it!
Good job, me.
He also looks entirely too old to be Maui.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, Maui is supposed to look like a young man.
Right. Which, I mean, Polynesian God. Maybe you can make this work here, but it's kind of weird how they have one side of this equation, not the other. I always thought that was just strange.
And she's back. Sometimes in life, you're the hero, and sometimes you're the bait.
Wait, what?
What are you?
Oh, they're doing the shiny thing. I'm sure he's going to look absolutely ridiculous. So let's take a look.
Doing in the realm of monsters.
Pick an eye, babe. I can't concentrate on what I'm saying if you...
Okay, more Marvel humor. So.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, just pick one.
Hey, crab cake! I'm back.
Crab cake. All right, interesting. So far, Vash, I'm not sold on this one.
I mean, to me, it's like, even if you did want to see this, why would anybody necessarily want to see this over, like, Toy Story?
Every Disney live-action remake has felt like a cash grab. This one is undeniably a cash grab.
Absolutely. I mean, even if you wanted to see this, Marvin, why wouldn't you just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus? What is really the draw for, families and audiences to see this in the theater? I just don't see it on here.
Yep, more phenomenal CGI. The visual, I would almost say, like, I know they did shoot on location in Hawaii, but like, this looks like it was shot in the volume.
Yes, it absolutely does. I mean, you have none of those amazing landscapes that we see from Hawaii and Hawaii Productions present here. So it's kind of, begs the question, why did you shoot in Hawaii? And
so that they
maybe
could say
they
that
did.
they did.
Yeah, probably. But that's the thing, Marvin. If we're not seeing that here, maybe it was. I would think you wouldn't do reshoots because it's you're basically translating the animated film. But maybe they did.
Yeah.
I can't. Can't figure this out.
Here we go. All right, we're going to the grandmother thing, which not a thing that was in the trailer for the original. They're just giving you the entire. I mean, yes, this is a movie most people have already seen, but for those that hadn't seen it yet, they are kind of giving you the whole movie here.
Right. Which
I think that this $90 million opening weekend has got them spooked. Especially post-Man. This is a post-Mandalorian trailer. Like, this is like, come on, come to see the theater.
Chose us for a reason. We tell the stories of her.
Oh, Lord.
Which is extremely surprising, Marvin, because, usually family pictures like this have actually done pretty solidly. That's kind of the one category outside of maybe horror that has done pretty decently at the box office over the last few years. And the fact that this is coming in so low really defines the lack of enthusiasm for this picture. And I think you're right, Marvin. I think they're getting real spooked. They're saying, okay, let's go ahead and really sell this thing with this big trailer debut, especially in the lead up to Toy Story. You know that they want this in front of Toy Story. Maybe not Odyssey, but I could definitely see that maybe being part of the equation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go save the world.
All right, now we're getting into the climax of the movie. Now we're at the the volcano part at the end. So they literally are showing us the entire film. Why don't you just show us like the finale too? Like just show us like the heart of Te-Fiti being returned and all of it. Just show it, every little bit of it.
There is no escape. Oh, there is one escape.
Marvel humor again. Here we go. Yay.
I don't know. this is such a bizarre choice to produce this movie in the first place. Never was behind it, never was on board with it. You know, if these things are brand deposits, this is a brand that does not need any deposits whatsoever. This is simply cash grab, and it has none of the charm or none of the things that the original had, and no reason for audiences to give this a shot in the theaters. I mean, this is gonna tank. I just don't see how it doesn't.
We've been seeing Gen Z and Gen Alpha being interviewed in a lot of these surveys about Hollywood right now. Puck News did one, and then there was another one that was, I forget who did it, but we did write an article on it. But one of the things that they all said was nobody's excited about Moana live action, and most of them were like, why does this need to exist? Like 10 years, there's not even time to have developed nostalgia for this yet.
That's kind of a good point. Usually nostalgia, what, maybe 15, 20? You know, it's
well, I'll tell you why they did it now. I guarantee you The Rock pushed for it because The Rock wants to do it while he's still technically young enough to do it.
Possibly.
Because The Rock's ego is never going to allow anybody else to play Maui.
Right, and they have constantly tried to make The Rock and Disney a thing over and over, like Jungle Cruise, for instance, and it just has never worked out. To the extent that they have wanted. I mean, in terms of films that people are looking forward to from Disney, probably Doomsday, probably Toy Story 5. But here's the thing. You know, July 10th is when this thing comes out. Marvin, July 17th is when Odyssey comes out. It's going to absorb every single PLF imaginable, and nobody's going to be talking about Moana past
Which movie's more unappealing?
Well, hey, you know, it's Christopher Nolan still brings it in just because of the fact that it is Christopher Nolan. Here,
right?
Come on. I mean, I understand there's different markets there, but
absolutely,
and nobody's going to give this a chance.
Absolutely. All right, Vash. Well, there you have it. Moana is coming, whether we want it or not. I can't believe that we're doing this. I can't believe this is what they're hanging their hat. They are going to have a hit this summer because Toy Story 5 is going to be a hit. And look, I wouldn't underestimate Moana. Like, the animated sequel did so well, but maybe because, I mean, you know, most people actually really didn't like Moana 2. What if Moana 2 soured people on the franchise, and we're about to see the result of that?
That's possible. That's possible too. But that you have to. That would be a concern. And it might be a couple of things coming together. You know, it might be Moana too close to Moana 1, obviously too close to Moana 2, Moana 2 leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth, diminished enthusiasm maybe for this franchise, especially coming off of the last live action picture, that being Toy Story. I'm sorry, Mando. Maybe Lilo and Stitch has people excited again about these reboots, but I don't think so.
I don't know. Smith and Sons, though, making a good point. They recast Moana because the original actress was too old, but they continue with Ancient Rock. It's true.
I think she still could have played it.
She still looks very young.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I know she's, Hollywood's gotten a hold of her.
The Rock says he's gonna play the role. Like that's basically, his ego is just completely out of control.
Completely insane. Off the charts.
Yeah. All right, Vash, we've got another story to get to. We have a new ride approaching over on the European continent that looks a little familiar.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park.
We just got our first look at the Lion King themed area coming to the Disney Adventure World in Disneyland Paris. And Vash, it looks a little familiar. A brand new structure that mirrors an older structure, but doesn't mirror the IP that was already put into that older structure. If that doesn't make sense to you yet, it will in a second. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. So this is from Drew Smith, Drew Disney Dude. We got Josh here. And Disney shared a new look at the Lion King themed area coming to Disney Adventure World at Disneyland Paris. Guests will experience Simba's journey through a retelling of the original film, featuring cutting-edge effects, next-gen audio animatronics, and more. So let's have a look at what that looks like.
And there's so much
right away, Vash. The exterior of this attraction looks strikingly familiar, doesn't it?
It looks very familiar, Marvin.
Yeah.
And I will say, at least it doesn't look like a lump of broccoli or whatever.
Yeah.
At least it has
Yeah.
a little bit more shape and definition. But I think you know where we're coming from here.
Yeah, probably.
more still in the works at Disney Adventure World.
That's right, everybody. We're creating a major new Lion King attraction for Disney Adventure World. It'll feel like you stepped right into that movie.
This new area will be beautifully situated on the Grand Lake. We're sourcing also a lot of plants.
So Disney Adventure World, they're still rolling things out for it then, right?
Yes, yeah. So this is Act 3. Famously, they had 3 parcels of land, and they had 3 lands that they were constructing. The first one was Avengers Campus, second one was Frozen, and third one was Star Wars. And they were going to do Rise of Resistance. They did not.
And they backed out of it, huh?
They backed out of it, right, very famously. And so this is what
Galaxy's
takes its
Edge.
place. All right, not doing Galaxy's Edge, which is a very big, defining moment for the franchise. It was like, whoa, okay. Star Wars was the biggest thing. They have a Star Wars overlay for Space Mountain that's been there for years.
Yeah.
You would think that this would be embraced. Not so much. At least that's you would think, yeah. So when we're going over this, I just want to remind people that Rise of the Resistance was going to be in this spot. Is this, an upgrade, downgrade? You be the judge.
All right, let's have a look.
Plant and tree material. We have to create the African savanna in Paris.
And the way to do it is we find local types of trees that will grow in Paris. And over the next, several months and years, we're going to be training them and pruning them and clipping them so they have that iconic shape.
With the latest in technology, projection effect.
I'm sorry, which African savanna trees are going to be able to... What is this going to look like when it snows?
That's why, right? So there's a particular African savanna tree that they wanted to actually bring over to Animal Kingdom back in the 1990s, and what they found was that they couldn't actually grow them. They just didn't take to the Florida climate. So they actually took oak trees and sculpted them to look like those savanna trees that are very, very famous. But they did that back in the 90s. The fact that they're bringing this up here as if it's some big revelation, it really isn't, guys. It's been done before.
But are they going to run this ride in the middle of the winter when there's snow on the ground? Are they going to have people going on a ride where they're going to get splashed outside? People are going to get hypothermia.
There's no way. No, you cannot have this ride open in the winter. And that's what makes this so startling. Because there were plans back in the 1990s bringing Splash Mountain to Disneyland Paris before it had a second theme park. And basically those were scrapped, not just because of the bad financial state that Paris was in, but also, too, it's just the climate just wouldn't support it. So the fact that they're going back to this. Yeah, indeed. And it's an outdoor water ride or outdoor-indoor. And so it just didn't lend itself to this. The fact that they're doing this here with their last big plot of land, it was a little bit surprising to hear.
Yeah.
State-of-the-art audio animatronics. Everything will be combined in this attraction. It's going to be amazing.
I promise you that when you go on this ride, there will be things that you will look at and say, wow, how did they do that?
Okay, so Vash, we need to talk about what this is going to be, what this looks like. This is Splash Mountain. It's and it's not like they took a Splash Mountain that already existed and turned it into the Lion King. No, they built a new Splash Mountain. And when you're building a new Splash Mountain, immediately the question becomes, well, why wouldn't you just make it Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
And honestly, when you think about it, it's kind of like, well, New Orleans is called the French Quarter. You could very easily do Tiana's Bayou Adventure if they wanted to.
It would have fit. It would
Right?
have fit thematically with Paris, but
they didn't, though.
They didn't do it. I wonder why.
I wonder why that as well. And here's the thing, Marvin. It's funny because they've done a lot of the mistakes of Tiana's Bay Adventure with this attraction.
Oh, have
which
they?
I think, yes, I think they'll showcase here if we keep playing it.
No, I played the whole clip already.
Oh, okay. So they have this famous scene that they've showed over and over again. It's Timon, Pumbaa, and
yeah, they did show that.
Simba, right?
Let me find it.
And if you see, because I think it's at the front there. Yeah. Okay, stop. Right there. So if you pull back the frame just a little bit. That's a lot of dead space.
It is a lot of dead space.
What does that sound like to you, Marvin?
Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Oh, there you go. It's kind of like, wow, we're not making the same mistakes, Marvin. We're making all new ones.
No,
There's
no room for new mistakes here. We just got to make the mistakes that we're familiar with. But Vash, I must say, just all that dead space, it looks just.
And so, what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture, but what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language in Spaceship Revetti Attraction. We really wanted to make sure that we fused to that throughout the space.
A lot of shape language going on there.
A lot of shape language. And it's really sad because if you look at a previous concept art of this scene, they've already diminished it. Previously, it was going to have like 2 butterflies or whatever. That perch that the butterflies actually sat on and the butterflies themselves have been removed. And so it's kind of like, wow, we are getting diminishments with this attraction already.
Yep.
And people have been kind of pointing out, how the model is very, very different now than it used to be before. There used to be animals that used to be included that aren't now.
Attraction looking completely different from its concept art? That's crazy to me.
That's wild, right?
Remember what the Tiana's Bayou Adventure concept art looked like? Like the boat, the tree, like
you said, the issues that we're familiar with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then I'm thinking about it in the winter, and I'm like, what are you gonna do, with the splashing and the water? Because
why, you can't open a splash mountain when that mountain ain't got no water. No water. No water. No water.
Perfect use of that clip right there. No, that's the thing, right? So this is going to have to be down at least 6 months of the year, I would say, because
6?
just
you think that much? Okay.
Well, I mean,
I thought at least
said,
3, like December, January, February. You could probably get away with opening it in March.
But who wants to go on this in March? It's and I suppose it's going to be something that they have to figure out, because if in fact they don't have the attendance for something like this in March, then it might be worth it just to have it closed for that length of time as well. I think initially, I think you're right. They'll try to maximize capacity for this because demand will be high. But when that demand falls off, where does this attraction lie? I think
what we are seeing right now, Vash, is we are seeing demand for new attractions fall off pretty quickly.
Fast.
Like we have seen like Bluey now is just standby line after that, broke Disney when it first opened up. I'm looking right now to see what Big Thunder is doing right now. Big Thunder's a 35-minute wait right now, the brand new Big Thunder.
Right.
Tiana's is Tiana's is a 40-minute wait. Big Thunder's back to pre-closing levels. Then you have, if I switch over to Hollywood Studios, let's see how it's going over there, because over at Hollywood Studios you've got the brand new Mandalorian and Grogu is 65 minutes right now. So that's basically like the same as Smuggler's Run can be. I was there Memorial Day weekend and it had a 20-minute wait.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't move the needle at all. It didn't move the needle one bit. I mean,
it's within 5 minutes of Rise of the Resistance.
I looked at the real data connected to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It just didn't move at all. I mean, and that was a multi-million-dollar update, and nothing there. 18 months Big Thunder was down, and yet the crowds have already leveled off on that. I remember when Disneyland had its 15th month refurbishment, and I believe that was a little over 10 years ago now, and that did hold for quite a period of time. Tron didn't move the needle famously enough. So it's one of those things where people are falling off if, in fact, you don't give them a stellar attraction. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy is the only exception.
I got one for you right now, Vash.
Please.
Zootopia, Better Together, has been open for what, 3-4 months now? 10
Yeah.
minutes. 10 minutes currently.
So that's the thing, right? Like, if this doesn't get the demand, especially with those weather-related issues, what is this going to look like here? And we keep getting this talk of plants and trees and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, why aren't you actually talking about the meet and greets? Why aren't you actually talking about the structures that you're going to build alongside this big, huge monstrosity? I just don't think they're leveraging the land properly. I think this is certainly Tiana in the worst way possible. And it's really sad because I think this franchise, we've been waiting for Lion King ride since the early 1990s. We're finally getting it, and yet it's an attraction that I don't really sense all that much enthusiasm from the more people look into it.
Soarin' Across America, 35 minutes right now. Just these things are falling off quickly, man.
Muppets too, I think, as well.
A lot of these haven't been open a month. Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think to look at Rock and Roller Coaster.
Right.
My brain is just like still not accepting it. Yeah,
Well,
Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets right now is 60 minutes. Brand new attraction.
In a park that
has been open for 2 weeks.
In a park that needs all the capacity it can get, all the e-tickets it can get, and yet even in that park, you were having a 60-minute wait for an attraction that, well, really demanded that previously. I mean, hopefully this is more substantial than Tiana, but I will say the fact that these Imagineers working on this have mentioned projections before Audio Animatronics when talking about this maybe tells you what we're actually going to get.
Well, you know what, Mash? This attraction could be great. It could be the second coming of Splash Mountain. It could be the second coming of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Or it could be, as Go and Shogi has labeled it, Hakuna Matata. Thank you so much, Go and Shogi. You gave me the perfect outro for that. That was
fantastic.
That was spot on, my friend. Thank you very, very much. WJB Daily checking in for $2 says Disney Paris is the same latitude as Newfoundland, Canada. Is that really?
Oh, I did not know that. That's very, very interesting. Thank you so much for.
I didn't realize
let me
Paris
know
was so
that.
far north.
I guess it would be, right? This is Europe, which is a little higher.
I've always said French people are just newfies. I feel Texas A412 Gunga Le Gunga. It's a Caddyshack reference. I love it. I love Caddyshack. Such a good movie.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Mash. We have got one more story to discuss this week, and it is an interesting one. I think it's going to take some discussion, a little back and forth. So,
please.
Let's have a look at it in our final grand finale story of the week.
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
Has Disney finally fixed Imagineering? The online debate is raging over the future of Disney parks and whether the current crop of Imagineers have what it takes to create new attractions that last for 30, 40, 50 years. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Vash, this comes to us from X. We see this guy, John Charles, right here, says, tell me with a straight face that current Imagineers and company leadership are capable of replacing show scenes and Carousel of Progress with quality work. You can't. And of course, he points there to the ground lighting at Epcot, which is one of the most famous Imagineering fails of all time. Right. Make this a little bit bigger. You just see how absolutely terrible this is. How large sections of it don't light up. How it's basically unfixable and has not worked since it started.
Right. And let's remind people also, right next to this is the disaster that is Communicore Hall.
Yes.
It's right next to where this is currently. Now, it's interesting, Marvin, because I don't know if you've been keeping track of Celestial Park, but they had some issues with their in-ground lighting. They had and they recently fixed them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, well, one company can do it, why not the other? And remember 6 months ago, Zootopia. made its debut in Animal Kingdom. Some people like it, but other people are kind of like, maybe not the best quality work that we've ever seen from Imagineering. So there's really big debate as to like, have they re-arrived? Right. And some people are saying, well, Bruce Vaughan, he's in there now, and he's pushing for bigger budgets, he's pushing for bigger things, and I'm just not so convinced. A couple of overlays, sure. Most of your infrastructure is there, most of your ride already exists. Okay, perhaps. I don't think Big Thunder was done all that well, to be honest with you. But a lot of people have been taking some great things from Buzz Lightyear and Muppets and all this stuff. Okay, fine, sure. But, Disney is in this kind of transformative time, especially with Walt Disney World, where you have these big attractions like Encanto, Indiana Jones, the Monsters, Cars Land, Villains Land. And especially with Cars Land and Villains Land, they have to fulfill the promise that was made by Disney that the loss of Rivers of America would be worth this.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they can deliver at this point.
Yep, I agree. I 100% agree. Man. So they're saying here, say with a straight face. Now, somebody that quite well, Vash, Drew the Disney Dude, responded to that. And he presents the counter argument. So, and both of these arguments are valid, and we're just going to talk about which one we think might actually be more right. It says, I absolutely can. Imagineering's Florida workforce is stronger than ever following Bruce Vaughn's return, with resources being distributed extremely efficiently right now. Sure, World Celebration is an absolute mess, and I strongly dislike it, but the Imagineers on that project were handcuffed during the pandemic. That is a valid point. That is a valid point.
A valid point.
Up. Yeah. I'm sure they aren't happy with it either. I don't think it's fair to compare a project that was designed over virtual meetings during a pandemic to a beloved classic being updated with an incredible team behind it. Carousel of Progress should be a big home run. And this guy says, give me $300 and 2 Zoom calls, and I'll put the lights in the ground that work. Disney can't do that. They can't do a simple job. What a pathetic excuse and a cop-out given to them. Always going to be better the next time, right? How do we know it's changed? I bet Josh D'Amaro is a good guy, but his team righting the wrongs of Iger? If lights don't work, are they fixing them? Are they restoring the Liberty Bell? No, they're tearing down Carousel of Progress. Why? Fix things instead of ruining others. But go ahead and sing their praises based on hope. So Vash, what do you think about Carousel of Progress? Do you think that there is actually a quality, or is this going to be like, because we've seen the Walt animatronic that they're putting in there, right? It's probably the same animatronic that we've seen in Disneyland, and that is a terrible animatronic.
It is. There's no question. You can't get around that fact. That's why I play that footage so regularly, because it's. I mean, that's going to be the start of Carousel of Progress. That's where things begin and emanate from. So if you're starting
position,
position,
is it going to break down?
That's a good point. We really don't know. And what does this mean for the other audio animatronics? Will they actually, restore them in kind of this lovingly manner that they did for what is it, Bear Country Jamboree, which, by the way, that's having problems, right? Teddy Bar doesn't always come down, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Or is this going to necessarily be a home run? And look, I'll Drew, I'm actually going to speak to him tonight over there on Theme Parkin' on the Vash Guy Parkcast. Definitely tune in for that. So I really want to pick his brain about that. But look, I do hear his arguments, right? A lot of these things were done over virtual calls, especially stuff relating to the Star Cruiser and a lot of that. We heard from Imagineers how it was very challenging to get these projects through. There's no question about that. But these projects continue to underwhelm. And if Imagineering had really changed and Josh D'Amaro was really like, okay, hey, we're gung-ho, we're going to rewrite the past here and right the wrongs. I mean, Bob Iger, his predecessor, did that, right? With for example, California Adventure. Michael Eisner didn't get that park right. He said, you know what, let's go ahead and unlock the money fire hose and really do right and justice by that park. He could do a very similar thing with this Epcot transformation, but they haven't. And these issues continue to plague them. When it comes to Carousel of Progress, okay, please.
Name one. The only thing you can name for me that modern Imagineering has done well in the last decade, I think, has been, you could say Rise of the Resistance, but that does break down a lot. Rise of the Resistance is incredible. So modern Imagineering gets a win on that one, I think, though.
Sure.
But in the last 5-6 years, it's hard to point to anything other than a bar that they've gotten right.
You know, I was really impressed with probably the last decade. The Muppets Breeze Show, pretty good, pretty decent.
Yeah,
pretty
but
solid,
Scooter's already breaking down.
Scooter's already breaking down, and people are already skipping it. So it's kind of like, ugh, you know, that's not great. There are great things about Cosmic Rewind, but it's in the wrong park, and it's got this horrible exterior. It doesn't have a pre-show that people want to actually stay for. So it's kind of like, ugh, can you necessarily say that's one of those things? As far as home runs go, every single one of these projects, whether it be before or after the pandemic or during, have had issues related to them. And so when I think of Carousel of Progress, right, when I think of that historic attraction, the only one that Walt Disney himself actually touched and directed himself that exists at Walt Disney World. Remember, he tirelessly worked on that in 62, 63 up until the debut in the 1964-65 World's Fair. He was so passionate about that. He wanted those specific time periods represented, and we know that because we have a pretty good idea of what they actually wanted to do with Edison Square 10 years prior to the opening of that attraction right there. We know that he wanted these time periods represented. The fact that they're shifting it in the way they are, where it's going to be incrementalism, not even progress, is I think is really tragic. If Walt himself was doing it, I'd have a little bit more confidence and faith. But because it's this version of Imagineering doing it, I have no faith.
If they were keeping it as is, but changing the final scene to be more futuristic and changing the first scene to add the Walt animatronic, even though I don't want the Walt animatronic, I think I'd be more okay with it.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're doing. They're gutting it, right? Like they're changing everything.
They're changing everything. They're changing scenes 1 through 4, and they're putting on that prologue, I guess is what you would call it. That's scene 0, I suppose. Yeah. And
the first room that you walk into where the curtain would go up and it'd be like, Walt loved progress, and that's progress.
Yeah, Walt loved progress. And, this show won all these awards, and it's played all this time, and it's one of the longest running shows.
And not anymore. Now we're closing it down and kicking it out and changing it up. And here are the people, Vash, that are doing it.
And so what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture. But what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language in.
And Dreamer's Point is the antithesis of the idea that Walt had this incredible optimism and hope for the future, that if we all work together and we all dream together, we could build the impossible and make it our reality.
We're not dealing with Tony Baxter anymore.
No.
There are no more
Joe Rohde.
There are no more Joe Rohdes or Tony Baxters at this company anymore. These are the people that we're dealing with.
No. You're exactly right.
Something as sacred as Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. You think they're going to take Walt's name off of it because it's no longer Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress?
I think you'd have to, because that's the name on the marquee. It's Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. And to an extent, it certainly is, although it has been seen revisions and changes since this time. This has no connection to Walt. And so to start out with Walt is a bizarre decision, because it's kind of like, hey, look at my ride. That doesn't have anything to do with what I actually did myself back in the 1960s. It's just, I don't think they can stick this landing. It's too important. It's too big. The scope is, the stakes are too high. These guys don't even know their history, honestly, which is really a shame. And they're supposedly going to be doing justice by this. I just don't believe it. Look, if the Country Bridge Jamboree, right, was done to a level that was in keeping with the original version of the attraction, and hey, maybe it's not as great as the original, but maybe it's as great as like Vacation Hoedown or something like that, which I very much enjoy. And maybe I'd have some optimism. But we just haven't seen the level of quality necessary to stick the landing on things like Carousel of Progress, much less simple in-ground lighting. It's just, come on.
Absolutely. Well, Vash, at the end of the day, we're going to see whether or not Carousel of Progress can actually be live up to the hype, or whether we're going to be hearing a lot more of this.
I don't think that's fair. I tried the best I can.
Oh man, I'm so upset that they're changing Carousel of Progress, man. Like,
I don't like it.
It is the ultimate, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It ain't broke at all, and it's going to become broke. Like it's going to
become
broke
broke
constantly. It's going to be terrible. But anyway, Detail Devil underscore art 2 sec 4 for 199 says, so Lion King Mountain is a lazy reskin of a cheap reskin. Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially, yes.
Good way of putting it. But Vash Sky, Vash Sky, you have got a show coming up in just about 9 minutes, or 8 minutes now. So why don't you tell folks what is going to be going on over there on the Vash Sky Parkcast today?
Absolutely. We're going to be talking about so much over there on the Vash Sky Parkcast, including some additional commentary when it comes to this Lion King ride. There are some big questions that a lot of the community has over the quality and so forth. We'll be exploring those even further than we might have on that park place, even though Marvin has done an incredible job with hosting of all the fantastic subjects here today. We're going to be going just a little bit deeper there. We're also going to go over, big announcement concerning Disneyland's future in the form of this new parking structure. Remember, it's the kind of the key that unlocks so much for the future of the Walt Disney Company's interests in Disneyland. That's going to be very, very interesting. Trash cans. Hey, look, it might not be the biggest topic on everybody's list right here, but it might have some issues related to it, especially concerning cast members that people are kind of overlooking. So I want to go ahead and bring up those stories and much, much more. That's going to be today on Vash Sky Parkcast. We're going to be redirected to that. And then tonight, I'm going to be on Theme Parkin' right there. That's going to be hosted on the Vash Sky Parkcast as well with Drew the Disney Dude. I want to go ahead and pick his brain when it comes to stuff going on in Imagineering, because I think he's a little bit closer to it than I am. And I really want to hear his take on it.
All right, guys. And for me, I hope you guys checked out last night on that Game Place. We did a double feature. We did the Star Fox demo that just released yesterday over at the Nintendo eShop. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We will be streaming Star Fox in about 2 weeks when it actually does come out on the 25th. We also did a little bit of Ocarina of Time last night. Our next Ocarina of Time stream, we will be getting the Master Sword. We will be, charging into Adult Link. So make sure you check out that Game Place, our sister channel to that Park Place. Please like and subscribe over there. And my channel, the M4 Empire, as well. We've got the Culture Crossfire tomorrow morning with the Real Life Fake Wizard at 9 a.m. And then tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we've got the M4 cast. So make sure you check that out as well. I also have a new video up on my channel, how Hollywood forgot how to talk to men. So please check that out as well. It could definitely use a little bit of love. So thank you guys very much for all the support. Please like, share, and subscribe to that Park Place for all the news that should be fun.